Well. Looks like we're getting back underway very, very shortly. Two teams are already in the server, raring to go. Kentro, thoughts on map 1?
Man, what more is there to say? It's map 1. The score, I don't even need the numbers because I think we all remember it looked roughly, not even roughly, man, fairly one-sided, unfortunately. But it's just Zigma. I mean, Zigma, Sugma, whatever you want to call them, Nigma, they know how to play this game. And they come up with, it's not even necessarily unorthodox, it's just the sheer, fundamentals, really. The fragging, the pushing, they know how to do it all. It's just that when they get a little bit overconfident, they make mistakes. Players like Talon capitalize off of it. FancyUnited start to steal a few rounds away, but they need a lot more if they want to win this map. It's Mirage, and of course Zigma is the ones starting on CT.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the challenge for FU Esport, but if anything, hopefully they have been able to soak up some of that love from the fans in the chat in between the matches. And yeah, let's see. A couple of fans to Zigma as well, but they don't look as though they need much of any assistance, if at all, right? Out towards mid they go. What? Okay, genius. We know what you're capable of. Calm down.
Ah, man. Calm down. It's going to be just Cause who drops down from the ladder and actually falls. Genius now trades him off. It's going to be a 2v2 as Genius is down low. In fact, they're both going to get tagged up. Genius and Cigarettes making their way to secure the bomb, which has been dropped over by around Catwalk. Now they're going to be circling around back. Chocolate has the hell here. As long as he, I guess, can't quite rush them down because you have to be careful. Every single one has USPs, but we know that Zigma, wow. Genius. Is there more to say? Even when the round started, he already found all these one-tap headshots with the USP.
And if Zigma are going to get a pistol round, then the FU Esport, again, right? They've mostly won just a couple of broken buys, but now that they're on the map pick, right, they should have a couple of plans for the rifle rounds, which is why you can see a very conservative approach, right? A P250 and a Tech 9 straight towards underpass, they go. Zigma setting the pace very early on, so now they know that this A hit is about to come. Genius, he is going to have a shooting gallery, stands out in the open and will be not even punished for it. 3 players incredibly low, a collateral with the scout, not something you see every day. Zigma, no one falls. I'm surprised that Genius was still alive.
Kind of, yeah, but geez, man, that's the thing about pushing out of Palace. Your priority is to make it down onto the bomb site where you feel a lot safer. If you can stay stuck around the mouth of Palace and you try to take gunfights head on, it's quite easy to get shut down. I mean, Cigarettes playing a bit of scout knives towards the end of the round as well, tagging at least one of them up. But this time, sensing the push from reality yet again, it's going to be Flander who takes him down. Well done. Now, you think you could push us with these shenanigans. You think you could hold on to your weapons. We got something to say about this. Let's see what FancyUnited can pull off.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Zigma, they're very keen to assert their presence, right? You can see the smoke. Oh, the player coming up from the underpass as well. Nice turn by Kwok Manzao. Always aware, and that's how you have to play against Zigma, right? You can never, just not account for any corner. You have to be constantly on your toes, right? But if you are, and now that they know that they do have 2-man advantage, now 2 things. One, FU Esport, they're gonna group up and go together. Same thing for Zigma, right? Just grouping up, but this kill might just swing the tide a little bit.
Well, he's the one with the M4. The tide is still building up. Not a lot of presence from FancyUnited for the time being, but it does seem it's going to be an A split. They push in, Talon finds the first frag, but Cigarettes has something to say about this. It's going to be the scout that shoots for days, smokes it off, tries to make it a one-way, but he still gets the wall bang onto Talon. Bomb has been dropped now. It's all up to, oh my god. That was so quick. 3 kills in succession for Cigarette. And okay, Flander takes one down from Connector. This could be doable.
Ooh, a single bullet will do.
Oh.
Both players back and forth. Cigarettes.
No!
Wow.
Oh, jeez, man. Okay, what should Flander have done? He had it.
After Esport, they had it, right? But well, if Cigarettes is hitting shots like that, there's really nothing you can do, right? You can have the best setups in the world, you can have the best plans, the most detailed ones. You can see FE Esport, they tried to have a lot of changes, or at least try to keep the plan as safe as possible, right? But now, even when they go for the run boost, they just can get mowed down in the middle. The round that just passed, right? You can
Oh
see
my god.
they were just okay,
Oh.
just caused a little bit of a whiff, but yeah, it doesn't matter too much. Okay, not really sure how Pokemon Zhao has been able to get himself onto that A side. Now up against a scout and a shotgun. Well, it is certainly doable. They're looking to hunt him down.
Oh.
Okay, 1-on-1 now. Oh, jumps up, Pokemon Zhao. He's gonna clutch it.
Oh yes.
I think
I don't
someone
want
in
to
the chat
sound
jinxed it.
biased, but yeah.
2 of them.
Jeez. I mean, I think this is the same as what we saw on Inferno.
Yep. Like only able to take away rounds that you shouldn't. I mean, yeah, that's always good, but those should be, things that are on top of what you are able to obtain, not the only rounds that you're able to find.
Yeah, it's see, it looks like it's the exception, not the rule. The only reason why, kind of, at least, I mean, not to discredit FancyUnited. Yes, they make these shots count. Of course, that is incredible, but it's exception, not the rule. Sorry, man, I got screwed up. But yeah, it's kind of this thing about how it's Zigma getting overconfident. They just start going for their frags, playing deathmatch, and then they get punished.
Well, how's the gun round for FUE Esport? Zigma is the all-in, very slow from the Vietnamese side. So this is their standard default. We've got a glimpse of it. In fact, being able to catch reality just past the 1 minute mark, right? So that's when normally you would expect an execute to be thrown. So reality thinking that he had the timing. FUE Esport very, very patient, and because of that, now they can feel a bit more at ease when heading towards middle. A mid crunch though will be coming from the CT side. 2 players, 1 towards connector and 1 up short. They can't overface this, right? The key now is just to stay alive. They hear Just Cause rotating back towards side, and FUE Esport in towards B they go.
Oh, and Just Cause sees all of this happening. A little bit of a support from Rolex as well, but wow. It's just the gunpowder that falls forward, and they find the frags. Rolex falls, and Cigarettes and Genius are going to be the last ones left alive. But you know what? They have all the health in the world, and I think they can definitely pull this off. If anyone can do it, these 2 can. And Halang trying to use this position to his advantage. They might not know that he's here up by the entrance of Market. He hears it, and there we go. Start things off with 1 headshot, but Genius instantly makes it a trade. Of course, with the man advantage, Cherry Queen will even things up. 3-2 now for Zigma versus FancyUnited, and it looks a little bit better. Of course, Eco for Zigma as well. Potentially make it a 3-3.
Full B stack coming on in. Just a player in towards Nest, maybe 2. But yeah, this should be clean from FEs, but they're gonna run the same thing that they did prior, which is just hold on, just guns out. Cherry Queen staring at the wall, you might think why it's anti-flash, right? Just in case that, Zigma are gonna throw a flash and go. Otherwise, he is got a tag team duel with him, and that's gonna be so sweet. Is that a small change up game to game? I don't exactly remember So Sweet being in round number 1. Was he?
I think he was. Yeah, I mean, I don't recall FancyUnited having a sub, but regardless, it's going to be Flander who starts things off. And then it's just going to be... This should be... Yeah, Fancy has this round in the bag just because they have the rifles alone, but... Zigma trying to play it, oh my gosh, these positions. It just reminds me of things that you see from a long time ago. playing unorthodox positions, playing one-off angles, and they might be able to find a couple of headshots with that. Of course, the teammates supporting as well. They get information, they back off, and then it's kind of a bait and switch. You think you're chasing someone, but reality is just hiding in this corner. And FancyUnited seems to be very, very cautious about this. In fact, they just walk right into it, and Rolex, my God, so deadly with the USP, instantly finds the headshot. They try to make their way in, but reality is here to play. No. Okay, So Sweet is here to save the day too.
Wow. That, again, way closer than it should have been. That was a full eco. Not even, they kept the deagle round closer than a full eco. Yeah, maybe you can, in such scenarios, try to send a player in towards a site just to as a bit of a scout, right? And that's when you can see. I think if you look over in Europe, you've got players. Sometimes you can see Armanek from G2 at times, right, taking the Mac 10, just being that scout for the team. FE Esport, maybe that's something that they would like to keep in mind for the future, right? Because you don't want to be losing any more weapons other than those whereby you really can't avoid. But now nice flick from Komanzao, and they've got CPL. Full mid control, bomb still all the way back in spawn. So what they're gonna do now, I think, is just wait, but they overextend just a little bit. Trade does favor the T still, but now Genius has equalized the state of affairs.
I mean, this is reminiscent of the stuff that you just showed us from Skybox, right? The little incendiary or molly, and then it gets extinguished because of the smoke, and then there's a tiny gap. It's Zigma doing Zigma things, and FancyUnited are, they might be able to win these rounds when Zigma start to get overconfident, but when it comes down to Zigma playing a serious game and they're really taking their opponent seriously, it's a lot tougher. And you see how close it gets, even when Zigma are on pistols. It's going to be full buy, of course, but 3v3 now, and they have control over the site, but they will burn as well. I mean, look at how low Cherry Queen is. They're trying to do everything. Genius just trying to bait out the peak. Oh my God. Cherry Queen bites and now falls. It's down to a 3v2. Chocolate needs to connect this headshot, but it's so tough. What an angle. Rolex just pushes up forward, hearing the scopes as well. They get the frags, and along with it, the win. 4-3, and this is what Zigma is really, really capable of.
Just confident, right? I don't think at any point in the retake we ever kind of felt that FE Esport could have turned it around. Right? 3 players stuck on site, one into its palace, I think one right in front of CT, and the other one, the planter, stuck in default/firebox. Right, they were never able to get out. There was no, wide angle that FE Esport had. And if you're Zigma, that means that your crosshair was always focused in the same general direction, right? There's no need for you to clear as many angles. I mean, yes, they still have to do the due diligence, but, with the players being so close to one another, it makes the job so much easier.
Exactly. And not to mention, I mean, just my favorite thing in that round was Genius with the opener. I mean, it was I guess 3v3 retake at first. But the thing is, despite being kind of low or maybe not just the healthiest, around from CT, he fired a warning shot to bait someone into peeking him. How often does that happen? It's kind of weird. You don't usually just fire off shots to give away your position, allow someone to bait. But the fact that he did that, it's confidence in his aim. It's, I guess, a little bit of knowledge and just sheer power as well. You know that you can bait them into peeking. You push out and peek along with it to match the peeker's advantage to get the frag. Your aim has to be so precise to be able to nail shots like that. And he's someone who is capable of these plays. Now he's been playing this connector position again. Of course, it's a similar smoke. The one, he hears the footstep. It's going to be an easy frag for him. It's, oh my gosh, it's Zigma.
Where is the trade for FE Esport? Right, a player runs into his own connector when he has 2 teammates at the top of middle with him. And then another feeling like he has to make a play, goes up onto B and then gets deleted by Rolex. And now, it's down to 3-on-5. FE Esport, they can recover the rounds, but is it doable now? They do find a kill towards Just Cause. The smoke is with. There is a horrible, a big gap in it. And yep, So Sweet not able to get the bomb down wide out in the open. Reality just tarting it down. And Cherry Queen, 1-on-3, they're gonna push him as well.
Yeah.
Well, Genius certainly took his time there, but, well, no punishment at all.
Oh man, this is scary now because rounds like these really show that it's when Zigma are serious, when they've got these positions in tandem, they work together as a team. There's just no room for FancyUnited to breathe whatsoever. You rush in towards connector, one guy falls. Of course, you expect there to be a trade. You expect there to be some form of teamwork for the Vietnamese side, but I think it's partially also because you have players up on towards Sniper's Nest. You push him through connector, but that means you're also exposed around mid, and it's easy for him to kind of catch them off guard as they try to make the trade happen. Now it's going to be all five. The pistol train up towards apartments. They try to catch the angle, but Rolex is just prepared for this. Even with the M4A1S, and gets the conversion as well. It's 3 frags for the man, and of course, reality is just going to clean things up. Let's just sweep up the corpses, sweep up the cobwebs. These guys are warmed up. These guys are ready. These guys are confident. They might start to, be a little bit complacent as well, play with their food, toy with the FancyUnited players a little bit. We might see a little bit more of that when the gap is huge and they want to buy up shotguns or what have you again. But for now, I just see Zigma all the way.
Yeah. I mean, the fans there are still a couple of FU Esport fans in the chat, right? But the Zigma ones, I think they're gonna grow louder and louder as the rounds go on now. The lurk from Palace, just Flander, is completely off the mark with his timing. And now they just, praise to Genius in the connector. Last player not gonna do anything at all. And Genius, a 3k in a gun round. That's, yeah, like in a normal scenario, FU Esport, they should be able to trade out, right? I guess they jumped the gun as well. I don't know why they're so keen on getting in front of the connector smoke, right? It's one that's always deployed by CTs when they feel a bit of pressure in middle. But FU Esport trying to maybe catch Genius off guard. Not really sure where the flashes landed. Maybe Genius himself was playing anti-flash. But such is the amount of experience on his side.
That's exactly it. And I mean, we could talk about these positions and these plays, but it's just it just seems like, unfortunately, I mean, FancyUnited aren't able to match this teamwork from Zigma. The teamwork and firepower, at least for now. Because so far, the only rounds that they've won are off of Zigma's mistakes. When Zigma doesn't make a mistake and they play this really pristine form of Counter-Strike, no gaps, no crazy flashy plays. It's just classic tactics and teamwork and very defensive as well. It's very tough for FancyUnited to find anything unless they, offer up a sacrifice to trade, just like what we're seeing right now. I mean, it's pistols, but it's still a 2v3. They try to make the push happen, and now it's information for Zigma. It's just a matter of time before they make their way down onto the A site, or perhaps mid, but they will definitely fall to these rifles from Zigma.
Well, guns back out now for FU Esports. We haven't really seen what they can do, considering this is the map pick. Certainly, I mean, they must have a couple of executes lined up, right? Maybe they're second guessing themselves, thinking that Zigma would read it all too blatantly. I'm not really sure, right? But if you pick Mirage and you go into it with the idea of defaulting it 15 rounds in a row on the T side against Zigma, I don't think anybody in the right hit space would be thinking of that at all.
Yeah. But that's another thing as well. Yeah, this could work, but, well, it's going to be an even trade out as I think another player will be able to find something. Cherry Queen, I believe it's going to be reality now to trading sub again. 3v3. It's incredible the speed at which Zigma quickly adapts, right? They try to, okay, maybe numbers advantage might go towards FU, but now we just come back in, we re-peak it, we immediately get the trade. Yeah. And that's what we didn't quite see from FancyUnited earlier on. But now, all right, Talang, he was the star fragger from the previous map.
Seems to have tapered off a little bit, right? I think it's been Kwok Matsao to do a bit more of the heavy lifting. Now, though, the bomb's all alone. That's a big kill to find, because now they know the last remaining player is in connector. Will Rolex go for the play? Scopes up. Here's the player. Knows one underneath him now. Knows this one underneath. Jumps around. Scopes in. Goes for the no scope. and he will miss.
There we go.
Flash didn't hit him, but well, the miss certainly cost him, and that's gonna be FU Esport finding 4 rounds on the board. But yeah, I love the fact that you pointed out how fast Zigma respond to the pressures being put on by FU Esport. You can see the moment the fight went on underway in mid, Zigma, they completely abandoned the sites, right? They were there to crunch it, and well, they weren't able to quite find a man advantage, and in fact, a bit of an overplay at the near the middle of the round netted FU Esport an advantage even. But this is what we like to see, right? Some teams, they have that kind of code word whereby yeah. What's gonna hold it?
Alright, well, I don't know if it's a code word or anything, but sometimes it's again, I hate to repeat myself, but it is Zigma. They start to adapt to it, but guess what? So sweet. He finds Rolex, and this could open up the B side for the team, but
Oh no,
the bomb is so far off. They don't know the Dust Cause is here. Double spray, instantly gone. Along with it, the bomb and the hopes and dreams of FancyUnited.
Yeah. Just all the holes in the FU Esport strat book just getting enlarged, exploited by Zigma. There's no other way to put it, right?
Truly,
Every
yes.
single time there is a flaw in the plan, Zigma seems to be in the right place, and I don't think, like even as one who likes to try and figure out how the players do it, I don't think that there's much explanation to that other than just experience, right? They've seen this a million times before, they're aware of the patterns. Of course, it's communication as well, but yeah, a huge part of it is just, well, look at the caliber of the players we're talking about. Look at how aggressive they are. Well, he is able to find 2 chocolate. Well, looking to make it a little bit spicy. Perhaps some headshots for dessert tonight, maybe? Just the 2.
Oh, just the 2. All right. I mean, you don't want too much chocolate. Sometimes you eat too much and your throat starts to get a little bit scratchy or something. But anyway, it's going to be Flander who finds one more. But oh, cigarette! So sharp! Instant flicks, and he makes it a headshot. That's why he's on the M4A1S. Very highly accurate, so precise. It's just incredible, man. 10-4. This is the last round of the first half, and I honestly see this possibly going 11-4.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind level 4 half as well, right? It sets FU Esport up for a good second half, given the record that specific scoreline provides, or has in fact, but yeah, things are certainly looking bleak for them right now, and Zigma, they look bang on for the money, right? We touted them as favorites, and so far they've shown us everything, right? Not in the strat book, but in terms of the dominance that they can and will dish out.
Yeah. Well. Oh god, this just starts things off the bad way. Cigarettes, instant open pick. And now So Sweet falls as well. Flander could set up a big flank though. Needs to be the kingmaker here. He pushes up forward. A lot of teammates have fallen. It's all up to Genius now, and it's going to be an easy frag for Flander, spotting him out as he pushes through the smoke. This is a strat that we need to see more of from FancyUnited.
Yeah. Where was that the entire half, right? The one execute you throw in, it comes at the end. It was impressive, it has to be said, right? Hats off to FU Esport for doing that, but what if just calling that a couple more times or having just minor adjustments here and there would have netted you the rounds instead of trying to best Zigma in the mid rounds? Yeah, that's gonna be the question on everybody's head, right? But now Zigma, keeping it simple. In towards B, they go, smoke for the market window, as well as the door. Nope, it's gonna be smoke for short. So out they go. 3 players on site to receive. The first player jumping out of the apartments. All 3, in fact. So Sweet not getting cleared, but still loses the duel. 1 player coming up to connector as well. Talang needs a big round, but nope. 2-on-1.
Alright. 2-on-1. The bomb hasn't been dropped yet, and Flander is actually all the way up into market now. Seems like they're knowing this, so they're going to rotate towards the A side, actually. And guess what? Just Cause, not sure if he made a drop, probably quite silent still, and Flander is none the wiser. Doesn't know a single thing going on. Once he hears the bomb being planted, he's going to hightail over. Just Cause is going to get an easy frag.
Knife.
Unless... No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I had a little bit of hope, but that was snuffed out.
And yeah, again, right, Zigma, that one small deviation from what you would expect if you're FU Esport. You would think, oh, they're just coming out B, right? But just because he takes matters into his own hands, right, just sneaks up. You know, if they got on the side cleanly, then he would have just been there, you know, for the backstep towards the end. But because the round got a little bit messy, what happened in the end? Just cause his position became so powerful. Got Manzao in towards Palace quickly. Will find Rolex. I think that's an AK drop, is it? It's just Galil. They have forced up into this. Wow!
Nice.
What was that?
I'm not sure where that shot came from Talang, but he makes it work. He is the offer after all, but oh no, Chocolate loses his duel. It's getting a little bit dicey now. 3v4, a lot of heat around Sniper's Nest. He spots the jump, and Reality knows this as well, but only has a P250, a little bit more difficult for the man. The rest of the team, however, actually making their way towards the B site. So that's the key thing here that we need to focus on. They have the weapons to back this up, actually, but here comes a flash, and he doesn't spot it out. Ooh, so sweet. He's going to get fragged out. 2v3 now, and Cherry Queen needs to put a stop to this. There we go. 1v3.
Yeah, Genius. He'll definitely need to live up to his name, right? He knows there's player advantage, doesn't know where the second player is. He has the weapons advantage, and he needs to hunt him down, but wow, Cherry Queen kind of playing with his food there. And yeah, Zigma, they get hit with the force buy. Remember, FU Esport, they're not exactly out of it just yet, right? And Reality, having saved up for the AK this round, will still do so. But yeah, that maybe kind of caused Zigma. They got a little bit ahead of themselves, but I mean, given the circumstances, it's perfectly expected, right? Given how dominant it
has happened before. But I would like to point out, the start of the round was off the back of Kwok Masao or Flander. He pushed up into a Palace where they didn't expect him to be. The 5-7 headshot, he gets it, picks himself up a Galil, and then everyone just starts getting frags as well. Now this time, Zigma just rushing in forward. But guess what? You've angered the beast, and it's going to be Cherry Queen who sprays you down. It's down to Cigarette and Reality as they continue to make their way onto SDA site. The bomb has been dropped, however, and Chocolate has an angle, but doesn't quite connect the spray. Whoa. The rest of them, 2v2 now, and this is difficult. Long, stay alive. You need to call it. Oh, but instantly gets peeked. It's going to be a bit of a Zinktars because he crouches in as well now, all up to Flander. And this 1v2, Reality taps away, but Flander finds the shot, repositions himself. A minute left on the clock, and Cigarette can still get the bomb down.
He's coming in from market, and Cigarette's how much does he expect the player to still be in short? Now he's starting to account for the market flank. And it's all down to timing. He's going to tuck back in towards bench. And so it will have to be a really hard clear from Kwok Manzao.
Very difficult. Does he check it? Oh, kinda does. But Cigarette's just a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
My god. Quicker on the trigger, and it's just a little bit of a pause in the momentum for FancyUnited. But if I were them, honestly, you don't stop. You keep going. You've got nothing left to lose. Just be angry right now rather than scared. Sometimes you see that they're afraid of peeking, but they should be going in aggressive against Zigma. I mean, it's a quote from Punisher, but he says, pissed off beats scared every time. But now they're cornered. They're scared. It's not working out anymore. Flander tries to connect the scout, but not going to be able to connect the third. It's so scary. 2 scouts is all they've got, and they're going to be firing blindly past the smokes. They find one, but it's still a 4v4 with Flander being down to 4 HP.
Yeah, no kit as well for the retake, and the flash will just take a couple more seconds off, just cause out from Palace. I think this is too tough for Crossfire to break apart, right? For FU Esports, you don't have much of a say, right? Why are you still sticking around? So, yeah, they will all fall. For no money left. Zigma, they're up 13-6. After the eco, it will be 14, and even after that, you won't have much money to play with. FU Esport, I think they... Yeah, I don't know. I think right now they are just trying desperately to get around on the board. Right? It's not so much out of confidence, it's desperation at this point.
Well, sometimes if you're desperate and you have a play to make happen, your P250 could find you 1 or 2, but oh man, it's just genius. He's too good.
Yeah,
but the
there we go.
Oh, there's something to say. Clip that, please. all that's remained is are, well, 1P2K, 1P250, 2v3, of course. I'm just happy that there's a Zeus.
Yeah, something to laugh about and to be happy about for FU Esport, even if they were to go down in defeat, right? You
Yep.
got a taste in on stream against a team like Zigma. That's all good, right? But what's not good is the round count. It's certainly looking as though it's a bit difficult. Oh, so sweet. There we go, another one. They can be happy with this round, right? Just maybe get away to back 10. Next round you can get a bit more utility. But yeah, the Zeus, I love it. And they'll be able to retrieve the AK as well. Really? Are they really gonna get away with it? Play into its main. Cherry Queen. Ooh, punishes Just Cause. So this is a relatively expensive round. In fact, a very expensive round for Zigma.
Relatively expensive, but they still get the win regardless. And I mean, looking at their economy, it's not the worst. I believe their teammates can buy for each other as well. More importantly, the Zeus kills and the money sum over onto FancyUnited, and they will be able to full buy into this round. Not the best utility, but good enough, perhaps. Maybe with this buy, they could turn things around.
That's
Still, though, it is 14-6.
It's learn for us to learn. Does it learn for stairs? Stairs for jungle, yeah. And fast execute is kind of working out for now. Even trades, but HP favoring the CTs. Oh, flushing Kwamantao out, and that will be side taken. And the player trying to get towards stairs, but Rolex is already up close and personal. Thinks better of it. Here's the play connector as well, right beside each other, separated by the wooden panel. Rolex loses a duel, but reality trades his teammate who wanted to capitalize on that kill. Okay.
Makes it an even 2v2. Bomb has been planted, though. They need to make it quick. Blind shots, and Just Cause knows that there is one up by stairs. And of course, where else could the other be? If not DT, it would be jungle. Here we go, flash in, and they need to push in really, really aggressively. Take at least one down now, but oh my god. Just Cause makes it an even trade. He's running out of time. Does he have a kit? He does, but it's going to be the molly and an easy shot for Cigarette. They tried, but I think it just took a little bit too much time to clear it out, and then now we're at match point. Zigma, it's either going to be the fun games now, or they're just going to look to close this out. It seems like they want to close this out, and of course, looking at FancyUnited, not the best economy. This could be it. This could be it, Gobbles.
Yeah, I think this will be it. Oh, Rolex gets a bit of a tag, but they hear the flashes in palace, so they know that someone has slipped the net. Zigma, it's a mid-heavy default. Rolex, though, still out here with the Krieg, opening this A setup by himself. He gets punished for it by Chocolate. But, wow, Cigarettes just deletes him. And now they're going in towards B, right? Incendiary's a bit late, although the cavalry has arrived. Can they keep themselves alive in the tournament? I don't think so, because now it's a 3-on-1, and Just Cause will put down Talang. Zigma close it up quickly to the 0 against FU Esport.